I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nicole, roll call.
Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Councilmember Myers.
Here.
Councilmember Pierce.
Here.
Councilmember Bogosian.
Here.
Councilmember Ward.
Here.
Councilmember Hahn.
Here.
Councilmember Streetman.
Here.
Councilmember Anderson.
Here.
Mayor Pounds.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. First item is citizens' comments.
Sandra Hines.
Can you hear me? Okay. My name is Sandra Hines. I live at 624 Carolina Boulevard. Thank you for having me. A little about my background. I have a master's in personnel and employee relations, and I was an HR manager for years. I want to address three statements from last meeting. First, Councilmember Bogosian, you went on and on about Mr. Kerr only doing it for the money. To me, that is hypocritical. When was the last time anyone took a position not for the pay? Thanks to an inappropriate release of candidates' names, which is another problem in its own, it was easy to do my own research on the other three finalists. The person you claim was the best hire I found laughable when compared to Mr. Kerr. Changing job titles does not make one progressing through their career. I was appalled to find out that he had never managed a police force, fire department, the number of employees we have, or dealt with the influx of up to 20,000 tourists every summer. Additionally, the budget he managed was minuscule to what we have here. He would probably be a good assistant city administrator, as he would have much to learn and take several years. Councilwoman Myers, you stated that you did not want to be part of a council that paid more to a male than a female. I do agree with you. Desiree should have been paid more for the magnitude of the position, but two wrongs never made a right. You failed to mention all candidates were male. Councilmember Pierce, I 100% disagree with you stating that the process was corrupt. It is a process with the ultimate goal of selecting the best person available for the community. At any time during the process, if the best candidate becomes available, you hire that person. Companies do it all the time. If these statements were politically motivated, as they appeared during the hiring process, it does not represent the community that you were elected to serve. I watched your statements in disbelief. It felt like I was watching an episode of Mean Girls. We are not bullies. We do not tear people down to achieve personal goals. We are not mean girls. By acting this way, you lose respect and validation with us, the community. I would like to express my appreciation to the council members that reviewed qualifications and voted to hire the best candidate. Mr. Kerr will serve the city well. My belief is you should always promote from within and have succession planning. Now, I would like to say the new IP website looks great. Thank you. It needed to be updated. I also want to thank Councilwoman Anderson for stopping the square peg in a round hole parking at the marina. Residents deserve better. Thank you. Council members, let me make something clear. You are to represent the residents of the island, not your personal friends, so that they get more and residents get less. Stop going to the biased newspaper and griping when things don't go your way. It's embarrassing. Remember what I said about respect and validation. The community is watching.
Christy Kunkel.
All right.
I have to follow that. Christy Kunkel, 327th Avenue. I have nothing profound to say or antagonistic to say other than I think that some positivity needs to be thrown at Douglas tonight. He took a beating last month, a real beating by some citizens and some council members. And having worked in government, he's probably got a much thicker skin than I have, but the 28 years of service is so commendable and appreciated. And thank you to the 5 council members who saw fit to vote him in. And thank you, Jan, for not going low in your comments about the reasons why you weren't hiring him. It was just brutal to watch as a citizen what took place. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Patsy Hinman.
Thank you. I'm Patsy Hyman, 7 Barnacle Road. I'm here tonight because I think this is the first full regular council meeting that we have Douglas here as our new city administrator. I too want to thank the 5 council members who voted for him, and I want to thank you for accepting the position. As I watched the whole hiring process unfold, like some of them have said, I found it unbelievable. The people who voted for Douglas undoubtedly recognize the value of experience. Not just experience, but local experience, hands-on knowledge of the many unique problems and issues that face this city. He's been here for, I think, 28 years. So that is a lot of experience. I've been here for 31 years. That seems to me like a long time. 28 years seems like a long time. He's learned a lot in that time. And undoubtedly, in the roles that he served the city, he played a significant role in making the city what it is today, in making this a place where all of us decided to buy property and live here. He had a role in making that happen. So I thank you for doing that. The decision to hire Douglas is such an obviously good decision that a lot of us question the motives behind those who were opposed to it. Not just opposed, but there was a lot of really harsh criticism and unfounded accusations of wrongdoing. I don't understand that. I have to say why, and I still say why. I have my own theory. I can't prove it, so I won't address it publicly. But at any rate, once again, I want to thank Mayor Pounds for his leadership during the hiring process, those who recognized the value of Douglas and offered him the position. And Douglas, thank you for accepting it. I hope you'll be with us for a long time to come.
That's all.
That's it? Thank you. Next item is approval of previous meetings minutes. We have the city council meeting March 25th, special city council meeting March 26th, special city council workshop on April 8th. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Are there any edits or changes? Nope. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. No old business tonight. First item is new business, reappointment of Bob Miller to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Douglas, any comment?
No, just that Bob had some health scares that he thought required him to step away from the Board of Zoning Appeals. He's feeling better and up to the position now, so he's let us know that he would be interested in being reappointed. Bob had been on the Board of Zoning Appeals for about a year, kind of getting into it, so I think he'll do a good job continuing in that role.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Any comments, questions?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to say that Bob, not only has he been on the Board of Appeals for the last year or so, but at one time, years ago, he headed up the Coyote Coalition for a while and brought some good information to all of us at council and awareness of the coyote situation. So it's good to see him in much better health, and I fully support him.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next item, boards and commissions report. Board of Zoning Appeals, minutes are attached. Planning Commission, minutes are attached. Environmental Advisory Committee, minutes are attached. And Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee, those minutes are also attached. Under procurement, our first item, consideration of pickleball court lights, $60,650. Musco Sports Lighting, you can see where those are coming from. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Questions? Carrie, I know everything's lit except the pickleball courts right now, and we have the ability to turn off, turn on. It's one thing to have a basketball court lit or a tennis court. It's just pickleball has a sound to it but we'll have the ability to shut off when needed. Carrie's head is nodding correct for those on TV. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Douglas, you got a couple of sections here of report out expenditures, one between $10,000 and $25,000, and then some emergency and other purchases. You mind just running through?
Yes, yep. The first one is are a series of signs at the Public Safety Building and Station 2. That work was done by Miller Signs for a cost of $11,766. That was taken out of the capital projects fund. Second purchase is training, fire training mannequins. That's $10,842. That was in the fiscal year '25 budget to be paid out of the South Carolina ATAX fund. Third one is a reimbursement to the Charleston County Sheriff's Office for police academy expense to hire an officer. That is a requirement of state law. If we hire an officer and vice versa, if somebody else hires an officer from us that has just completed the academy, we reimburse that expense to whoever put them through the academy. So that is paid out of the police department salaries, and that was an amount of $18,439. Had two emergency repairs to Public Works trucks in the amounts of $12,045. Second one in the amount of $13,281. And then the third one is, and we actually haven't received this bill yet, and I will say that they have been able to move, we thought they would be able to move 300 bags. We have learned that they were able to move up to about 400 bags. So that amount will be increased a bit, but those are the bags that we had to remove on the Breach Inlet end of the island. We've been transporting those up to the Beechwood East area and Ocean Club to have them be used up there. So that amount was budgeted to be, we expected 24, but it is going to be a bit higher than that. And we'll report that back when we get it, but it's coming in.
Okay. Questions for Douglas? Thank you, Douglas. Next item, ordinances, resolutions, proclamations, and petitions. Second reading, none. First reading by title only, we've got two. Ordinance 2025-03, an ordinance to adopt a budget for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Wait, just two.
We don't vote on any procurement?
No, those are just report outs. Thank you, Blair. Nicole, you good?
Yes, sir.
Ordinance 2025-04, also first reading by title only, an ordinance to adopt business license fees. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Nay.
Sorry, Jimmy. I didn't mean to cut you off. Nicole,
Just Councilman Ward.
next item is Resolution 2025-06, supporting city's safety and loss control program. Is there a motion, and if you are okay to waive reading?
Motion to approve. Waive the reading. Lord.
Waive the reading?
Waive the reading, please.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. This proclamation that we've done on an annual basis, Proclamation 2025-01, supporting boating safety and proclaiming May 17 through the 23rd as National Safe Boating Week.
Do this every year. Motion to approve.
Second. Waive reading?
Waive reading.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We need for executive session. Douglas, I know we've got one item under miscellaneous that we just need an update on, if you don't mind.
Yes. So today I circulated a proposal to provide second opinions on the beach management work that the city has been doing. There is a bit of an urgency to that work. We have, as you all know, we have multiple projects going on now with the beach. We have several items in our budget planned for this upcoming year, and we feel like this work needs to start sooner rather than later. A little bit fearful that if we were to delay today, that would put this project behind by 30 additional days. But in discussing with Mac the issue of this not being on the agenda today in a timely fashion, that the safe path forward would be for us to reduce the scope by the amount. And if you'll recall, City Council has already allocated $30,000 to this effort. The quote came in at $38,000, so what we would do is reduce an item in the scope to bring it down to the amount allocated by council, with the understanding that this would come back before you at next month's meeting to consider that $8,000 overage to get the cumulative cost to $38,000. So that's our plan. That doesn't require an action of council, but that was the plan that Mac thought would be most prudent.
Yeah, the idea is to pick something further down in their scope sequentially that's going to be later in the process anyway, so that ultimately when this comes back before council, if you approve it, they can finish, or if you don't want to spend more than 30, they can stop, once they've completed the other task that they would need to complete prior to that.
If it's emergency, like Douglas is suggesting, why can't we just put it on the agenda tonight and deal with it and get done with it?
Well, I mean, that's the real question is it extingent circumstances or a real emergency? Typically, when we've done like emergency ordinances, it's been when property's been threatened by erosion and sort of imminent peril with people's houses and sandbags and those sort of things. This is a close call. The risk, I think, of a challenge is very small. It's, $8,000 that we're talking about, but my advice to Douglas was the most conservative thing to do would be the approach he just laid out. Certainly, if council feels that it's an emergency circumstance, you would need to specify that, and you could put it on and vote on it tonight as an emergency situation. But that's ultimately up to y'all.
Yeah, my only concern on this is that, we kind of pared the scope back to begin with to kind of get it into the numbers that we were thinking about. And I would just, I do believe that it's urgent, and I think we've got a lot of dependencies of our other projects kind of resting on this to get a confirmation, are we on the right path? I just would not want to see the scope diminished any further. If council's amenable and if the risk is low, I would like to see if we can just get the whole thing passed tonight. Alternatively, I just want some assurances we're not going to keep whittling the scope back, that's all.
Well, all you have to do is suspend the rules of order and ask to address it.
Okay, motion to suspend the rules of order to add it to the agenda.
Second.
And we need a 2/3 vote.
2/3 vote, and I would just state for the record what the extingent/emergency circumstances are.
Yeah, for my opinion, we've got multiple beach projects going on right now. We've had multiple properties that have been threatened, real-time threatened, including some high-rises. We're relocating 400 bags from one end of the island to the other. We need some assurances that we are on the right path going forward. And I think that with not only the dollars, the efforts, the property, the public beach, the accesses and everything at stake here, that it warrants action tonight if we can possibly do it.
And I will add that we want to get a lot of this behind us prior to the storm season. The further we delay, if we're going to encroach upon that storm season.
Yeah, and Scott, I think the only thing I would add to that is, given the length of time for permitting and changes and what lies before us in the next 12 or 18 months, we just got a lot of balls in the air that we need the second set of eyes on. And again, if we're going to change our path, potentially looking at growings or whatever other alternatives we're looking at, that's just such a lead time on permitting and such that I think we need to.
And opportunity to strengthen our path.
Right, right.
All right, and I definitely believe we have $8,000 available in our budget.
Well, you got the vote, and then we can discuss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we've got a motion to add, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And then, Mag, do you want a motion to approve the $38,000 for tonight?
That's what it
In
would
the
be. You
scope.
would approve the additional $8,000 because you've already allocated.
already done the
or
30.
appropriated 30,000.
Okay.
So it would
I'll
just
make
be
a
an
motion
additional
to-
8,000.
yeah.
8,500.
85, actually.
Make the motion to add the 8,500 to the to the engagement.
Second. Other discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? There being no further business?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor?